Morning, guys. It's the return of Combat Saturday. So today's topic is all about the heavy bag. Okay, how you can use it and how to develop a decent hit on it. Okay, so one concept, and this is can be a difficult concept for people to grasp sometimes. But the thing is that if you're thinking, if you're trying to hit hard, then it won't be. All right. I know it sounds a little strange, but it's true. And the reason why is because when you're trying to hit hard, you tend to tense up, tend to use tension. You know, you're trying to hit something really hard, you kind of go, right? And it's just not a very good hit. It might not be quite as bad as that, but I mean, you get the idea when it's too hard. What you want to do is you want to have a feeling of throwing, a relaxed feeling. Okay, so when you're playing baseball, you're throwing a baseball. Okay, um, you don't throw a baseball and then hang on to the ball, right? You're throwing it. Okay, you're transferring your kinetic energy into that ball and launching it. Okay, that's what you're doing. You wind up and you use your whole body, your hips, right? You wind up and you send it flying. Okay, you watch a major league pitcher and you watch him do it, you can see every part of his body is involved in that. Okay. Now, while in punching, we wouldn't quite transfer the weight as much as a major league pitcher would because he's putting all his weight from rear all the way from. We wouldn't go that far, because then we're going a bit off balance, and it's very hard to do a follow up after that. Okay, but we want to have that same type of feeling, that kind of loose, relaxed, throwing energy. That's the kind of feeling that you want to have, okay? And to use the entire body, all right? And that's the thing. Tensing up would be the equivalent of going through the motions and things, but not letting go of the ball, holding the ball really tight and trying to do that, and not letting it go. It's useless, okay? So you want the same kind of feeling with the punch, all right? Okay. Now, a lot of people, people teach various self-defense courses, things like that, and they always say the same. I've seen it time and time again for years. They say, you don't need to spend years working on your punches, and you don't need a black belt. You don't need all these things. All you need is a few tricks. You can stick a thumb in his eye. You can take out his knees. You can jab his throat. You can do all these things. Okay, well, whatever. Okay, it's not true, because if you don't, even if you are going for his eyes or his throat or whatever, or taking his knees with a kick or something, if you haven't worked on the power, the accuracy, the range, the timing, all those things, you won't be able to do it. Okay, I'm telling you right now. Okay, these people are trying to take your money, and they're telling you what people want to hear. Okay, but the bottom line is that there are no shortcuts. There's no secret weapon that you can do, that you can use, which is going to take out any attacker. That's nonsense. Okay, you need to work. I mean, there are strategies which can be used, of course, but you need to have a decent hit. If you're going to hit someone, you need to work on that hit. All right. I mean, it's just, it should be common sense, but unfortunately, there's a lot of scammers out there who are selling their courses and filling everyone's heads full of pipe dreams, and it's not going to happen. You need to spend time working on these skills. Okay, otherwise you won't be able to do it. And also, one other thing to point out, they always say on the street there's no rules. You can put your thumb in his eye, your fingers, do all these things like that. You can take his throat. What makes you so sure that the attacker isn't also playing by the same dirty rules? Or I mean, you think that you're the only one who knows these tricks. So, anyways, just that's a separate side point. Okay. So getting back to the actual hitting. All right. A lot of people don't actually know how to hold a fist properly. All right. So let's just here. I'm gonna do it here. Take your hand, close your fingers, wrap your thumb over it. Okay. Some people do it with a thumb on top of that. I guess you could do that. Okay, but never ever wrap it underneath. Okay, never do that. And also, some people, I know from people who train in various martial arts will talk about sticking out your finger like that, Phoenix Eye punch and stuff like that. In my experience, that really isn't a good idea, because it's just too easy to injure that finger and collapse it. It just, I mean, I guess if you're hitting a very soft target, it could work, like maybe the floating ribs or something like that. But I don't know. I just don't find it to be a very realistic target. I mean, if I'm gonna try and do more point strikes like that, I mean, I sooner use my knife hand, or whatever, or I use an elbow or something like that. I don't really like this. Okay, so just keep things simple. Here, here, here. All right. Now I'm not wearing gloves today, but if you're not used to punching, yeah, you should start with wearing gloves. Strengthen those wrists, get used to hitting, and if you want to train bare knuckle, you can do that later. But in the beginning, unless you've worked on your wrist and hand conditioning, which takes a long time, you really want to protect your hands. Okay. All right. So we've gotten that out of the way. All right. So when I was mentioning before about the throwing energy, I want to show you a drill which can be used to develop that. All right, and it's very simple. Okay, all you're doing is just starting off, just loose. You're just going in here, and I'm not thinking of power whatsoever. I'm just trying to use my body. Okay, use my body and in a kind of a relaxed way. Okay, just thinking about that. Okay. Now keep in mind, these are developmental drills. Okay, you wouldn't actually fight in this way. Okay, but they help to develop the energy. Okay, now that's the first drill. The next drill is I'm gonna make a bit a larger motion. I'm gonna take my hand out here, way back, and then throw it. Okay, so here I'm not thinking about power. I'm just thinking about using my whole body. Use your body in a relaxed manner. See, I'm just I'm whipping it out. I'm bringing it back and whipping it out, back and whipping it out, back. See, I'm not actually trying to hit it hard, but you're getting all the right energies and things. Okay, you're trying to do that, and then you're trying to penetrate into the bag, probably about 3 inches or so. Somewhere around there, okay? If you try and penetrate too much, it'll just end up being a push. If I'm thinking about, like some people say, to put your fist all the way through the other bag, if you do that, you're just pushing it, okay? And that's not a good punch, okay? You want to have this throwing energy, like I said before, throwing energy, okay? So here's. See, just throw it. No, don't think about power. At least not right there. Don't think about it. It's not your attention right now. You just want to use the whole body. See, the reason why we do this motion here is it's kind of a wind up. Yeah, it's true, but you're learning to use the body. See, you just kind of, and that's it. Right? Very simple, right? Now, this of course doesn't look. It looks kind of unusual because obviously you wouldn't be doing all this stuff, right, for actual punching, but it helps to develop the energy so that later on, right, you just from here you get this energy here, right, doing that. You get the same energy when you're in close, right? The same whipping energy, the same body energy when you're in close. Okay, and that's basically how you train to hit the bag. Okay, there are obviously other punches. There are hooks, uppercuts, things like that, but straight punch is your foundation, okay? One other thing too is you can punch either with your fist vertical, angled, or horizontal, okay? Now there's different philosophies on this. Generally speaking, if I punch with a vertical fist, I tend to use the bottom 3 knuckles here, okay? Well, I'm really aiming for my middle knuckle. So it might end up being these 2 or these 3, or it might end up being these 2. It all depends. If you're rotating it, it tends to be more these 2, but it could also be those 2. Right? The main thing is to just focus on the big middle one. Focus on that, and then it'll land where it will. Okay. Okay, but that's really, as long as you focus on that, it'll land properly. Okay, don't try and do any weird thing like twisting your fist like that and doing this kind of stuff. Don't do it. Just hold it straight and leave it at that. Okay. Okay, like I said, don't get fancy. weird hand positions, this kind of thing, right? Don't do it. Just straight ahead, and you'll get the job done. Okay, that simple drill, as simple as it may seem, it can do a lot. To develop that. Okay, and even if you're doing palm strikes, the same thing, right? You're practicing hooks and things like that, hooking palms. Again, bring it around, boom, same thing, right? Not thinking about power, just thinking, just trying to get the whole body, that whipping, throwing energy, okay? And that's it. Always remember that drill to get this kind of whipping, throwing energy, and then tighten it up, but maintain the same energy, okay? No tension, but you want to have a relaxed throwing energy, okay? So, anyways, that's the first video about the heavy bag. There will be more later, but we got to start with the basics, okay? These drills alone will do a lot if you do them diligently, okay? If you want to do, I don't know, one or 200 reps a day, that'll really go a long way towards developing the proper energy for striking, okay? And that's the thing. Again, just remember, no tension. You want to have a throwing energy, and don't try and do weird hand positions or weird wrist flicks or any weird. Just don't do any of that stuff, okay? It's just not a good idea, okay? Just do basic punches, focus on the middle knuckle, and have relaxed throwing energy, okay? And that's how you hit, okay? All right, so I hope you found this useful. If you have any questions, just send me a message. You can go to my website as well. That's www.chriswongfitness.com, and I will talk to you guys soon.